Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. So if you are now tuned into my Dear Deidre channel, you are tuned into the healing segment of my channel where I answer some of my Dear Deidre letters. So if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. If after you hit the subscribe button, please hit the notification bell so you could get all of my videos when they drop, because I'm so tired of y'all telling me y'all didn't know I went live and y'all didn't know I put nothing out. Yeah, because your notifications is not on. Hello. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up on my video because that is your free way. Let me say that again, free. I'm not asking for no money. That's just a free way of you showing support to my channel and helping me to get out in the algorithm so other folks can see all of my lovely content. And last but not least, I want you to stick around because I want you to leave some comments in the comment section about this Dear Deidre letter. So let's get it started. Dear Deidre, me and my lady been together almost 3 years now. Shit been cool. We live in separate cribs for now. We spend a lot of quality time together. She get her own bag. Our families and more importantly, our kids like each other. And shorty matched my fly. Before she and I got together, she said she was single for 10 years. She has a very tight-knit friend circle, and for the most part, her homegirls are cool except one, the lesbian out the group. Let's be clear. I'm not saying Shorty not cool because she did anything to me personally out of sorts, but I just feel like the way she handled my girl is inappropriate and I'm not feeling that. But I was having a hard time addressing it until now. Reason being because when I would see the inappropriate encounters, it would be via picture or video. No weird shit never happened in my face. So like when they go out dancing, when they go out, she dancing all on my girl ass, whispering in her ear and posting pics or taking vids of my girl ass while they're out. According to my girl, she's viewing it as she's just another homegirl, and that's what girls do when they're hanging out together. When I saw how dismissive my girl was of it, I left it alone because these friends been around since before my time, so I ain't want to make a big deal out of it. Well, last weekend, my girl and all her friends rented a B&B for one of their birthdays. And the morning after their first night there, I FaceTime my girl, and as we talk, I see somebody moving around behind her. You know, homegirl, the lesbian, had the nerve to sit up like, oh shit, good morning. That shit blew mine. So now I'm thinking, you and this bitch share a room? Are y'all fucking? Wow. I want to holler at my girl about this, but I don't want to approach her in a way that makes our relationship go left. So give me some of your expert advice, sis. Signed, I'll get low before I compete with a dildo. Well, alrighty then. I'll just take a sip of my ginger beer and cranberry. As you guys know, I'm on my 60-day fast, so I'm not drinking any alcohol. First off, let me start off with the positive. As per usual, congratulations for finding you. Congratulations for finding you a new boo that you're compatible with, that you like, that she matches your fly. I love that for you, right? I love that for you. That's a good thing. The caveat to that is that she comes with a friend circle that you may feel a little bothered by. So let's dial it all the way back. I am aware that sometimes when women hang out together, they can do that, right? They can dance on each other and rub up on each other and, play those little antics games. Me personally, I don't know. That's not some of the things that me and my friend group subscribe to, but I have seen it done, and I've actually really seen it done in younger girls. With younger girls. I don't know who this is writing the letter, so I can't say if your boo is younger or older, but that would be one of the first questions I would ask. I would say, well, how old is she? Right? Because we are living in different times, and some of these younger people, they navigate relationships differently than the way older folks do. So if she's younger and you're a bit older, then I might have to say, maybe that is the way she views how she handles her friendships, because that's what young people do. But again, I don't know her age. I don't have you in front of me, but that would be my first question. My second question would be, what was the conversation like when you guys decided to embark on a relationship? Because I heard you say all of the external things, right? Which was, she get her own bag, she match your fly, she look good, you look good, you enjoy your company, blah, 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 blah. If I'm not mistaken, it sounds like you said you guys have been together 3 years, and we know if I'm wrong. Anytime that you get into a relationship, especially when you're saying to the person, listen, I want to commit, I want you to commit, and let's do what we're going to do, there has to be some deep conversation. Now, what I always share with people is you can have that deep conversation and it can be lovely, but a lot of things you're going to have to deal with as you go along, because sometimes people can say one thing and do another. So my next question would be, what was the conversation like when y'all decided to get together? Because I know that you said, she had this friend group. So what was some of the boundaries that you guys discussed regarding her and her friendships? Now, I know it's gonna sound crazy because, of course, more than likely you guys have only discussed what could possibly take place regarding other men, right? Because that's naturally how people think initially. Like, okay, well, if I'm in a relationship with you and I'm the opposite sex, I would like to have some dialogue and some discussion about you having friendships with the opposite sex, and what that looks like, because I see that's what you're into. You didn't think to factor in same-sex friendships, right? So I get it, right? It's nothing held against you. I just will ask you about the boundaries you guys put up, right? And another thing that you probably could approach her with is, boundaries regarding any sex. Because let's just take away from it that it was a female, right? Maybe you can have the conversation, because I think you would be equally as mad if a male was sleeping in the bed with her and so on and so forth. I don't think, or taking pictures of her butt or rubbing on her butt or whatever, all the things you said she was the friend was doing. I think you would be equally mad if it was a male. So take the sex off the table. And I think trying to go to her to say, listen, I want to have some conversation about a way a person is handling you physically, and you're supposed to be my lady. Because I could see that being an issue for you. I can't imagine me being in a relationship, I run into a friend of mine, male or female, and they give me a hug and they squeeze my butt. Pookie gonna be like, I'm sorry, what the fuck is that? Whether it's a man or a woman, right? So I think take the sex off the table, because I don't want you guys to get so caught up in that. She may continue to harp on the fact that, oh, she's a girl, I'm not interested in girls, that's just my friend, and you may harp on the fact that, but she's a lesbian. Like, take the sex of the individual off the table, because when you lead with that, that's what you guys are gonna focus on. It would make more sense if you focused on what took place, period, point blank, which is you just listed some things. Spring in New York City. Anywho, you just listed some things. You said she inappropriately touches your girl, she takes inappropriate pictures of your girl, and she would sleep in the bed next to your girl. Those are 3 things that you can bring to the table and let your girl know that you're uncomfortable with. And my whole thing is what I always say to you guys when I get these type of letters about relationship: you need to come honest, you need to come clear, and you need to come concise. Because if you leave gray area and you leave folks room to kind of figure out, well, I wasn't really sure what you really meant, and I wasn't really sure how you meant it. No. You got to lay it out bare high. Hey, I'm going to let you know what I don't like, right, and what I don't think is appropriate, and I'm only letting you know these things because I want our relationship to continue. And only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things, 9, 10 things can happen from there. Either a person can understand what some of your frustrations are and kind of get on board with not allowing those things to happen, or they can say, listen, this is who I am, this is what I do, you're going to have to accept that, and if you can't, get on with it. You know what I'm saying? You just need to be prepared for whatever the response is when you go and lay it out bare, genuinely how you feel. Because I think for you, you're more so struggling with the fact that she's a girl, right? So you're looking at it as, I don't want to sound like I'm stressing over a chick bothering or doing inappropriate things to my chick. But like I said, would you be that level of upset if it was a male? And if you can honestly and genuinely answer that question, yes, then it has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. It just has everything to do with the fact that you feel your relationship is being disrespected because she's being inappropriate. And that's fair to say, right? My other question that I would have to ask too is, do you feel like your girl thinks no. you answered the question in the letter. You said that, she was very dismissive of it, like, oh, that's my homegirl. This is what me and my homegirls do. My other question, so let me ask another question, because like I said, you already answered that one, is that what goes on with the other women in the friend group? Like, does the lesbian also do those inappropriate things to the other friends, or do the other friends, do they all play the same game, right? That's one of the questions I would be asking. Because if she's being honest when she says this is what we do, I don't know. It may be something that you have to learn to accept, right? And then we would have to go all the way back to you, which is what I love to do with Dear Deidre letters, because like I said, they're an extension, or another form of an Operation Heal 100 Heart session, right? So I will be dialing it back to you, which is, if that is her response, right? If you go to her and you share, listen, I'm not feeling this. This is inappropriate to me and it's disrespectful and I want it to stop. If her response is, but that is what we do, then what are you prepared to do after? Because you only have two options, because you can't force another person to feel the way you feel, and you cannot force them to do what you want. So she may just respond and say, listen, that's what we do. You're new here. These folks have been here, you flew here, we grew here. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. And if you're not happy about it, then maybe you might need to do what's best for you. Are you prepared to do that? And I highly doubt it, because you said in the end of your letter, you don't want to approach this from a standpoint that makes your relationship go left. I get that. And I want to also say that you probably could do everything in your power to not make that happen. But if you guys are not on the same page, it may go left anyway. And as always, I want you to be prepared for that, so you don't then lose your cool and do something to make it go left. Right? So if her whole stance on it is, listen, this is what we do. This is what makes us comfortable. This is what make our friend group work. And this is what we sticking with. And deep down in your heart that's not something that you can accept, then I need you to be honest with yourself. Right? Because if you try to stick around and you try to suppress your feelings about it and you're privy to it going on, you're going to eventually lose it. And when you do, that is going to be what makes the relationship go left. And because it doesn't sound like, that's the best thing for you guys. It sounds like you really like this lady. It actually sounds like you have a great deal of respect for her. You don't want the situation to go left, because even if y'all can't be together, y'all can still be amicable and be friends as long as the respect is still there. So in order to maintain a respect, you need to share what you feel genuinely and honestly, and be prepared for whatever is going to take place next, right? And if what takes place next looks like, listen, I fucks with you, you cool, but again, you flew here, they grew here. These are my people, I bangs with them, and this is what we do. So you're going to have to get comfortable. You have to be honest with yourself about if you can get comfortable. And once again, like I said, make sure that when you go to her, you X out the whole, this is about a chick and she's a lesbian and her. Leave that whole piece out of it, because it's not about the sex of the person, or is it? That's another thing I want to ask you, right? You sealed the deal on your letter with I'll get low before I compete with a dildo, right? So the reason why I brought up it being an issue, because I know sometimes the male ego can be easily fractured, and you may feel a way that a woman is, pretty much engaging your woman in a way that you feel only you should be. And like I said, that could be for anybody, right? You probably could feel that way if it was a male too, but I'm wondering, does it hit you in the chest a little more because it is a woman? So that would be some of the things that we would sift through as well. Because if it's just about her being a lesbian, then we would have to have that conversation of, are you going to be comfortable with this friendship existing? That's why I asked you if the other ladies in the group do it to your girl as well. Because if she's saying, hey, this is what we do, that's what homegirls do when we get together, that means all her friends is rubbing on each other and all of that. So would you feel away with the other girls who are saying, listen, I'm not a lesbian, I'm just like your girl, this is what we do to have fun? Would that bother you, or does it bother you because the other person is openly and honestly gay and she has admitted that and she's there fondling your boo? You know, which is why I was sharing with you from the beginning, it would be helpful to approach this situation from the standpoint of removing the sex of the person out of the situation. But I have to be honest and ask you, which I should have asked you from the beginning, is the sex of the individual an issue for you? You know, and I'll even take it a step further, not just the sex of the individual, because it could have been any other girl. Is the sexual preference of the individual an issue for you? So is it an issue that the person that's fondling on your girl also likes girls? Because would it be an issue if another one of the friends who didn't say that they were gay or didn't own up to any of that and they said they were straight, would it be an issue if they were fondling your girl? Would you find that sexy and attractive? Because that's what I see with most men. Also, let's take it a step further and be honest. Is a young lady that's a lesbian, does she present as though she does she look more masculine? Because that may be an issue for you. You know, you may be honestly viewing it as not only are you a girl and a lesbian, but you're also presenting like a male, which again would make your ego flare up as well. So these are just some in-depth questions that I would have to ask, because like I said, if you want to go in and explain to your girl you having an issue about somebody being inappropriate and disrespecting your relationship, that's one thing. But if it's a lot of other factors surrounding why you feel that way, you got to be honest about that too, because if she's a smart girl, she gonna know. And she gonna call you on your shit. And if you try to lie, it's once again gonna make the situation go left. So I think being honest and just saying, listen, it's a few factors here that get up under my skin, if that's the case, and I want to lay them all out for you so we can have this discussion front and center. No BSing, no beating around the bush, no not telling you everything or what I genuinely feel. No, let me give it all to you so we can know how to move and shake maneuver regarding this situation. And not just for y'all to know how to move and shake, how you both could know how to move and shake as individuals. Because if she honestly doesn't see anything wrong with this, but she still wants to continue to respect you and your relationship, then she'll say, hey, listen, you know what? I didn't know it affected you in this manner. So, I'm going to put a stop to it. But it's going to be an adjustment period for her. It seems like that's what they're used to. So it's going to take some time for her to adjust to that. That's something that she has to be honest about too. Listen, I'm going to put a stop to it, but it's going to take some time if that's what she needs, right? And you have to be willing to hear her out and also express what you feel honestly. Because if you BS and you beat around the bush and we don't really get where we need to be and so on and so forth, then you come back to the round table and the situation is way bigger than it was before because you didn't fully address it the proper way the last time. Because I'm prayerful that you guys will get to a middle ground that allows you to stay together and be respectful of one another. But I also think moving forward, y'all should just have some genuine conversation about the future of your relationship and what that means to the both of you. Because if you feel disrespected or she feels disrespected in a relationship, that is the first sign of it going downhill. And what do I always tell you guys? My mom always said to me, what? Respect is due a dog. To put it to you guys so you understand, we'll use what Lauryn Hill said. Respect is just the minimum. So if you are in a relationship with people, I don't care what kind of relationship it is, friendship, romantic relationship, that's your family, respect has to be across the board. And sometimes folks don't know what respect looks like for you because you and that person differ. So it's your job and your responsibility to lay out to the person what makes you feel disrespected and in what ways you want to show the other person respect. And I know sometimes it's like, oh God, it's so much work that goes into relationships. It is. It is. Anything that you want to work requires work. Okay? So if you want your relationship to work, then these are the extra miles that you go for the people you care that much about. Listen, let me be honest with you and let you know, because you could have also been like, you know what, I see how this bitch move, I ain't fucking with her. And now you acting funny. Because from what I hear, I'm not in the dating pool. I'm 8 years strong almost in my relationship. But what I hear out in the dating world, that is how people navigate relationships. Instead of you being honest and going that extra mile to have the conversation with the person so y'all can get on a middle ground, you just peep the scenery, figure out what you're going to do, make your own decision on your own, and then move accordingly. The other person is none the wiser. They don't know what the fuck going on. And that's because one person didn't feel a courtesy or the need to tell them. That's too much work. That's what relationships require. So, my dear, listen. We have some conversations we need to have. We have some conversations we need to have. You need to come in for a one-on-one session, and we need to discuss what's your issue. And if this is your only isolated issue that you put in a letter, then we also need to be able to talk about how you're going to convey that to her so she gets it, she understands it, and she can make the best decision for her and your relationship on her behalf. Right? Once again, you cannot make anybody do anything. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? What it's going to look like after you say, listen, this is what I desire, this is what I need, this is what I want. After that, the chips will fall where they may. But what I will say to you is, make sure you go in it with your best intentions and do what you need to do. And if you come for your Operation Hill 100 Heart session, I can guarantee you I can help you get the verbiage and I can help you be able to navigate how to maneuver this thing so you guys can move forward. So, I anticipate seeing you. I don't anticipate you competing with a dildo. I anticipate seeing you. Alrighty, but thank you for your letter. I truly appreciate it. And to all my letter writers, I truly appreciate how you guys send in your letters. Let me give my feedback. I would appreciate if all of you start coming for your one-on-one sessions, or at least getting back to me and letting me know what was the outcome. Did any of my advice work? Hello? Ladies and gentlemen, drop down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this Dear DJ letter. Did I get some good feedback? Was it BS? Do you have something separate to say? Did I miss something? Let me know. I told you guys, I love to have these discussions. I do not delete or debate. In any event, like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. Happy Monday.